Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
All right. Oh yeah, we good. All right, shalom. And we're the brothers of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth. Got the brother, my right-hand man here, Brother Asha, and this is your brother Malcolm. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakak Badash.
Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. All right, the 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen that look like the heathen. This is not a black thing. All right, and to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning to you, we say shalom. And as a matter of fact, let's open with Mark 3 and start about 23, read through 25.
Mark 3. Let's start at 23. Mark 3, 23. And he called them, and he called them unto him and said unto them in the parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
That kingdom cannot stand. So this movie opens, all right? And now I'm going to try not to do a spoiler, for those who haven't seen it yet. The movie just came out. I actually had planned to go see it tomorrow in the spirit, put it on me to call this brother up, and he was down, and we rolled out and we saw it, And, but nevertheless, I'm going to try to, give you the breakdown, give you the skinny without ruining the movie for people who haven't seen it, all right? But I'll tell you this, though. It's beyond obvious after you see it that it's just like I've been calling it for years, talking about this thing. The military, half the military is going to go against the government, all right? And they're going to, and so a lot, and I've been telling you that a lot of these people that are in the reserves are also in the police force. They're also in, they're reservists, they're policemen, they're firemen, they're sheriffs, and they're also a part of these militias. You don't need that light. You turn that light out. They're also part of these militias, and the military is actually going to split in half. And it was plain to see that, all right? Because and it's funny. It kind of reminded me of Biden as you're watching the movie. President is talking big shit and telling lies, propaganda.
Yep.
He's telling you how these guys are getting whooped. It's the same shit they're saying in Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly.
Same shit. Now the Israelis on the verge of losing to Hamas. The Ukraine has got their ass whooped by the Russians, but for the last year or so, because that issue's been going on for over a year, they've been making it sound like the Russians are taking a beating over there. Meanwhile, they're making old people and civilians join the Ukraine army. Well, this is the same shit here.
That's right.
And so, outside of the fact of the chaos of people fighting over neighborhoods and blocks and areas, from looters and attacking and killing each other, all right, it was clear that from all the bombed out, depleted military vehicles that the only thing that's going to take down helicopters and military vehicles are other helicopters and military vehicles.
That's right.
And the scene in the damn movie opens in New York with mad crowds screaming and begging, screaming how they want water.
That's right.
All right, before they all get bombed. And so so they have no problems killing civilians here. Okay. So as a matter of fact, get 2 Ezra 6 and 24. Because they were saying, we want water.
Right.
And what they didn't show you was what was obvious, all the rape that was going on, because there was a lot of dead bodies and a lot of dead women. All right?
Yeah, this is 2 Ezra 6 and 24. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear, but those that dwell therein.
Matter of fact, started, hold on, let me see. 22, started 22.
It's Salaki. It's 2 Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Yeah, so a lot of the stores, as they were driving through, a lot of the neighborhoods were depleted and empty. It was no car, it was no people. It was plenty of cars on the roads, but no bodies in it. And, people in them. It looked like a scene from The Walking Dead or from any other apocalyptic type movies.
That's right.
Just cars sitting everywhere.
Right.
Right? And then most cars you saw sitting were full of bullet holes.
That's right.
So these citizens are getting ready to really go at each other, man.
That's right.
You thought they were fighting over COVID. They were ready to go to war over, people not wearing masks. They were ready to shoot them. And people that were, it was crazy.
Yeah, it certainly was.
So it's going to be way worse this time around, but we'll continue.
And the trumpet shall give his sound, which when every man heareth it, they shall suddenly be afraid.
So I imagine, we're going to hear those, like those tornado sirens. You're going to hear them sirens going off, or like that, the purge sound.
That's right.
And I tell a story about maybe about a year and a half ago. I was in a Sam's Club, and that damn purge siren sounded over the intercom in the Sam's Club and freaked everybody the fuck out.
Right.
Because he's like, what the hell?
Right.
Because by that point, most people had seen The Purge, at least one of them.
Right.
All right. Which is another series to watch. If you've never seen them, you need to watch those. All right. Go ahead.
At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies.
Like the guy said, what kind of America?
Exactly.
And all them dead bodies, and those people that were dead, they were unarmed. There was a lot of women lying in there too, man.
That's right, yeah.
So you're gonna have people that are gonna be killing, people. It's gonna be really racist.
That's right.
Because some people got killed just because of their race.
That's right.
So
you think it's one country,
what
but
kind of American are you?
You're right, exactly.
You think this place is far from united.
Right.
This should be called the divided states right about now, because America's never been more divided than it is now.
And when, like you said, when those victuals get low, it's gonna get worse.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we read here.
Like, my favorite Mariano's is about a block from here. All right? That place is gonna be depleted because everybody in this neighborhood, because we're in West Lincoln Park on this side, and across Ashland is Bucktown.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, yeah, that Mariano's, is gonna be empty when all these people go there at one time.
That's right.
Right? Because you got so West Lincoln Park, then you got Bucktown, and then south of there is Wicker Park. Then you got the hood. You got Humble Park right over there. It's a lot of Northern Kingdom over there. The Rough and Humble Park been wild as hell as lately too.
Exactly. And people, they itching to get at people. You know what I mean? They can't wait for the lawlessness.
Hell, just down the street, there used to be Northern Kingdom projects right there.
Right.
That they shut down, and because they put the wall up so when you drive past it, you can't see it.
Right.
Like it's not there. And then guess what? It's a whole bunch of homeless people living under these bridges.
Right.
So them homeless people gonna come from under these bridges, and they gonna go to these stores, and they gonna go to all these $1 million houses and mansions that are nearby too.
Right.
Right, but go ahead.
And the earth shall stand in fear, but those that dwell therein, the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
Oh yeah. So there's gonna be no water, man. All right, and without water, you could go without. It's uncomfortable being hungry, but you can live without food literally for 30 days or more. All right, you can't go more than 3 days without water because your organs will begin to shut down. Your brain won't function correctly. You need water for your blood flow, for everything.
Right.
All right, just to wash the impurities out of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're definitely not gonna live without water.
Right.
Okay, so and then what was the other element in the movie that you saw? There was a young girl there in the movie, and she was completely out of fucking order. All right, and a lot of people died as a result of her. That whole jumping in that other vehicle,
right? Exactly.
And then she drew everybody away from the mission at hand. Yep. Women, and so you've often heard brothers say that, man. Women are going to be a liability.
Yep.
They really are. You trying to worry about your wife and your daughter, your girlfriend, and that's gonna be a weakness because people are going to target them. And in some cases, they'll target them just to draw you out.
Exactly.
All right?
Right.
So if the Lord is not with you, if the Lord is not with them, because just because the Lord is with you don't mean the Lord is with your woman.
Right.
Because hey, let's just be honest, a lot of these brothers are getting grief from their women, their wives, all right? Or their wives just aren't really being wives to them. And the Lord is gonna get rid of a lot of your wives and give you new women.
That's right.
All right? Bring it out. You got something.
This is Job 39, because he's talking about this woman being a critical role in the movie. We're not going to spoil the movie, but we just want to bring out the fact this prophesies in Job 39:17, because the Most High is deprived of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. And it's going to be more prevalent in these days to come. They're going to get emotionally uptight, and they're going to try to operate based off emotions as a logic. And that's what we were seeing in the movie. They, because they have this freedom, it's free doom. And they're going to cause a lot of casualties and calamities.
Oh, yeah.
For those who are following them. You know what I mean? The scriptures clearly say that the Lord is only dealing with the men.
All that panicking and freezing.
Right. Exactly.
Or not moving when you need to move.
Right, yeah.
Or moving when you should be still.
Exactly.
It's going to be a lot of people that's going to die because of women. Women are going to be a major liability when this thing goes down. So like I said, unless the Lord is with you, these men that got lots of daughters,
right.
or lots of women, their sisters or their aunts. There's a lot of women that live among them or near them. A lot of you gonna die. And not only that, when there's a gathering of women, the sex hungry, power hungry, because there's no more law, men, they're gonna know the places where these women are. They're gonna know, there's a lot of women on that block. There's a lot of women in this housing complex.
Right.
And these apartment buildings. So I know it's a lot of women live in that house.
Yep.
All right. So after they've gotten their liquid courage,
right,
and they're well armed,
right.
It's like, hey, you know what? We need some entertainment. Let's go kick in that door and get some of them girls out of there.
Exactly.
So it's just gonna get real bad out here, man. And this movie, I'm ready to see it again. It was that good, just so I can really, because I was so busy watching it with the intent on trying to see what I could use for a lesson. I couldn't even enjoy the movie like I wanted to,
right?
Because I was really trying to pay attention, and then they called it the Western Forces, which looked so much like WEF, WF. So there's a lot of subliminals, in there,
right?
A lot of subliminals, and they also were letting you know that you cannot trust what you see in the media, because the president kept broadcasting as if the one side, his side, was winning, and it was the complete opposite.
Right.
Just like I just watched that video where Benjamin Netanyahu, not a JOO, and some of his military commanders were coming on television talking about all these babies that were being put to death and dying as the event that took place in October 7th. But then after the thorough investigation it was proven that was all a fabrication. Only 2 babies died, and neither one of them from the attack on, one died from a C-section, and I forget how the other one died. And this was a list of the dead. So he said, so all these other supposedly children that were raped and burned and all, that was all a lie. It was all propaganda to get people on their side. This president was doing the same thing in this movie.
Right.
All right?
Yeah, I got one right quick. So in this movie, like you were just saying, this is Job 13:4.
That's the spirit. I was just about to call for it.
But ye are forgers of lies, ye are physicians of no value.
Yeah, you can't believe these people. You can go to Deuteronomy 33 and 29. And Yahweh is my witness. That scripture with me is coming out, almost every lesson.
Right.
All right.
And absolutely. Because, this movie is the scriptures is prophesized that there's going to be Egyptian against Egyptian. This is going to happen. So there's no way for it not to happen. But this is Deuteronomy 33 and 29. It says, happy art thou, Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh, thy shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high place.
Exactly, man. And when you can prove that Esau is lying at the highest level, governments, world leaders,
right.
Benjamin Netanyahu, your president, all right. When you can show the receipts, not just you saying it,
right,
because you feeling some kind of way, but when you produce the evidence that they're treading on their high places.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
It's like, look, this man can't be trusted. This man is a liar. All right?
Right.
And and it's funny too, because not only is America on the verge of civil war, but it looks like the way things are going, it's also the same thing in the land of Israel. They cannot be the people, because they're protesting hard over there in the land of Israel right now, which is another reason why I believe that the October thing went down in the first place, was to try to get them back in order, get them focused on something else. Right. And Benjamin Netanyahu, he needs this war to keep going, because if this war stops, then they're gonna bring him right back in court and focus on his trial.
That's right.
Right, because he's in trouble for war crimes and crimes against humanity and all sorts of other things. And his own people are trying to oust him. But as long as this war is going on, he's calling the shots.
Exactly.
All right. So it will behoove him personally to keep this thing going. And so, and in the way it's going, it looks like it could be a civil, division over there as well, because a lot of the Israelis are not with their government. You know, they can see through, they see through the lies the same as we see through them over here. And I guess that's just a Western thing in general. Get that Isaiah, whatever you got, and then get Isaiah 19:2.
Yeah, that's the spirit. I had 19:2 queued up. It's Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Yeah. And that's exactly, so that, there were roadblocks. You couldn't go into certain neighborhoods. Yeah, the looters being hung up. All right. Trying to charge ridiculous high-rate robbery. What do you say? $300 for a tank of gas.
Right.
All right. And shit like that. It was
Yeah.
Posing with dead bodies. And a lot of these, and then not only that, you also had that proud, independent, ninja woman.
Exactly.
On both sides, trying to uphold and fight for Esau Edom.
Right.
Okay? It's like what both the, the opposing, matter of fact, I think it was a ninja woman that shot the other ninja woman.
Exactly.
All right?
Yeah.
So this, it's crazy, man.
It's crazy.
Eve down for she gonna die with Esau, man.
Right.
She gonna stand with him until she can't stand with him no more.
Right.
And the thing is that Esau is going to discard her. All right. Just like many of them are finding out that feminism has lied to them.
Exactly. You're right. I got one right quick. This is 2 Ezra 15. I'm gonna start at 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another."
And that's exactly what you saw.
Right, exactly.
Sedition among men. As a matter of fact, hold that. We're going to go back to that. Go to 2 Ezra 9:1. Read up to verse 5 or 6, and then go back to that.
This is 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made."
And he's definitely doing that. And and this is and Esau knows that this civil war is coming. He's also trying to jump out in front of it. We've been saying it for so long.
Right.
And so they keep putting stuff in these movies, and then you saw how quickly so many things from the Leave the World Behind came to pass.
That's right.
How the reality mimicked that.
Right.
And so they're trying to, put these self-proclaimed prophecies out, so when they come to pass, that's how magic works. That's how black magic, left-hand side magic works.
Right.
Right. You have to say, the magician says, "Look into my hand. Look at my,"
Right.
And he have to tell you what he's going to do before they do it. That's how it works.
That's right.
And so at this, look what they've been doing with The Simpsons for the last 20-something years.
Exactly.
Projecting. These are projections of what they intend to do. And everybody's seeing, and it's funny too how it's been turned into a conspiracy, but how dead on that damn that Illuminati card game. How damn near every card has come to pass and hit dead on exactly. And then and it's amazing to me how people will scoff that. You can't have a deck of cards, 20-something cards, and everything on the fucking card happens just like it's written on the card, and then you just think that that's just some weird coincidence.
Right.
Looking ass.
Right, exactly. This second Ezra 9:3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and we just witnessed all those earthquakes happening, you know what I mean? All across the globe.
Mm-hmm.
And there's uproars of the people.
You got builders in Taiwan, sitting on angles and shit.
Right. And look at all the people that's invaded America. You know what I mean? Across the borders. They demanding their American rights, and they just walked into America.
Yeah.
This shit crazy.
And a lot of them are soldiers who are going to be fighting against, Americans. And a lot of them are also enemy combatants who are going to be creating problems for Americans. So the chaos is set up.
That's right. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So this is all orchestrated by Yahweh Shemal Shai. This is his show, and we're witnessing the fall of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, right here in front of our eyes, which is beautiful. You know what I mean? To be alive in this time, to witness this, it's unbelievable. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and the end is manifest.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And we know it's the end of Esau Edom and the beginning of Jacob. That is which to follow. So that's the beautiful thing about this. So even so, the times also of the highest had plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed shall be, and this is only the elect. Only the elect is going to be saved. Nobody else is going to be saved out of this. Only the elect of Israel is going to make it through Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, and all the things that's going on. But and this civil war is a prelude to all of that.
Right, and there was a lot of dead Israelites with these Americans. Right. They were dying right along with their fellow Americans. That's a lot of dead Israelites, men and women. All right, the Lord, look, it's written in the scriptures in the book of Zechariah. As a matter of fact, go ahead and get that too, Brother Bob Bouchard.
All right, Zechariah
13, like 7 through 9.
This is Zechariah 13. Yeah, these are 2/3. They got it coming.
And they deserve it, especially the scoffers. I had some scoffer that kept getting on. So what happened? After the eclipse, so where's all this chaos? And I'm like, damn, really, nigga?
Right.
You not very many people, got a certain injection and died right away. A few did, but most of them started, dying and getting sick months and years after.
Right.
All right. They didn't just take it and just drop. There was a few, but not many. But go ahead.
This is Zechariah. I'm going to start at 13 and 7. It says, awake, O my sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith Yahweh of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that in the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third part shall be left therein.
That's right. And that third part is the elect. It's all about the elect, not all of Israel, like these people that are going to Africa and all these other places. All right. It said that the prophecies is going to take mainly here in the West, man. It said in the uttermost part of the earth. Okay.
Right.
All right. In the uttermost part of, and then that's referring to Babylon. That's where the majority of the elect are going to be. Of course, the elect are going to be around the 4 corners of the globe. All right. But the majority of the judgment versus if you are 1/3 or the 2/3, the majority of that is going to take place here in America. And then it was also said, in the prophecy that they would prophesy in Babylon. Babylon is the uttermost part of the earth, the furthest place west from coming from the east.
That's right.
But this is 1 Peter 4:17. And for that time has come that the judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it first began at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of God? So at verse 18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So if the righteous are barely making it by the skin of their teeth,
right?
All right, then there's no room for the rest of you.
That's right.
All right, but you can go back to that second Ezra and we can get ready to wrap it up.
All right, this is back in the second Ezra.
We started 14 again, Baba Show.
Yeah, second Ezra 15:14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. You know, the world, you know, the Esau's world, woe to them. And the 2/3 is joined unto them. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For
And the swords are guns. And in some cases, literal guns. I mean, literal knives and swords. All right, go ahead.
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. And that's what, you know, it's pretty much what's going to happen. You know what I mean? The lawlessness, the chaos, all that is a part of their programming. And that's why they putting all these movies out. So you can see the end is right here. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
That's right.
Right.
And you saw that, you know, you saw the checkpoints.
Right.
You had to show your credentials and who you were. Or in some cases, the checkpoint was you received gunfire on your windshield. Exactly. You knew then, okay, I need to back up because, exactly. Go ahead.
For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
So it's going to get to the point where if you don't know them, shoot them.
Exactly.
All right, because they might shoot us first.
Right. That fear is going to be prevalent, heavy. You know what I mean?
And then some people were fighting and didn't even know, like the you know, we'll tell you this one part without telling, like the sniper battle.
Right. Exactly.
My man said, "Are you retarded?"
Exactly.
You know?
Fuck is you? Did you not pay attention?
Like, wow, he's like, shit. Then he asked the one girl, you know, he's like, you know, what's going on? People trying to shoot us. He said, exactly. And what are we trying to do? You're trying to shoot them? Exactly. It don't matter what fucking side you on at this point.
Exactly.
All right?
Right. Stupid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Man, the doors that are going to be kicked in and the windows that are going to be climbed through. All right? And like we always tell you, there's a lot of freaks and weirdos in the world, man. So you got people doing shit with animals. I just saw a story about a couple that was arrested, you know, the couple, two Edomites, of course. But, you know, Jake doing wicked shit like that too these days. But it was two Edomites that got arrested for, you know, abusing animals and shit. So it's like, damn, you're going to kick in my window, you're going to rape the man, the woman, and the dog.
And the damn dog.
Man.
Shit just
because you know you got them jail creeps. You know, them Jake jail freaks and them Edomite jail freaks who just like Bucci.
Right.
You know?
It's just wicked, sick people. And there's no cure for them.
You know, how did Booty Warrior say Bucci was more important than food or water?
Food and water, goddammit. And this is what y'all gonna be dealing with. You know what I mean? We're not making any light of it.
This dude put the dirty magazine on your back
right.
and flip the pages.
Exactly.
Every time he flip a page, he got some new Bucci.
Precisely.
It's gonna get bad out here, man. I mean, you know, we're making jokes about it, but you know, sometimes we gotta laugh to keep from crying because we're hurt. We're sick of this place.
We're sick of it. You know what I mean? And this is all signs of what, like you said earlier, measure the times. We are in those times, the beginning of Jacob's trouble.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so they showing you, you know, what they plan to do. And, you know, and it does look like all these things will happen sometime this spring, this summer. And I actually hope it does.
We're praying it does.
So with that, we're going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakak Wadash.
Kwam Yasharala Shalom.
Kwam Yasharala Shalom.